I thought it would be helpful for me to just clarify, with Rask, again, just addressing, being upfront that Tuukka's going to take a few days to address a personal matter. It is not health related, so I think it's important for everybody just to respect his privacy and allow him to deal with for the next few days. I might as well update you on Charlie as well, because we've been repeatedly asking. I think it's unfair at times, in all honesty, for Butch to continue to, I know you guys have to do your jobs. Charlie was back on the ice briefly today. Charlie's timeline is such that he had some vestibular issues in and around training camp. But definitively coming out of the Edmonton game, had a conversation with our doctors and our medical staff that had more concussive symptoms. And at that point in time, we sent Charlie home. He's clearly been in protocol since and progressing. But again, not until we have sort of definitive answers on things. We like to allow them to continue to allow our medical staff to have full and correct diagnosis, and we're at the stage where he's making progress, but there's no timeline. Obviously he's back on the ice and continues to make progress, but we'll see where it goes. Urho's in the same boat. Obviously was concussed and has been back on the ice. Hasn't joined the team yet, so that's hopefully the next stage if he doesn't have any setbacks. Kevin Miller's about 3 weeks out from his hand injury, so he's making good progress, been on the ice repeatedly, and now it's just a matter of when that's fully healed for him to go back and integrate into playing.
So with McAvoy, is the belief that happened in that game, or that happened in a previous game?
Again, he had some on and off vestibular issues, but coming out of Edmonton was the first time definitively he had said that, I don't feel right. So at that point in time, the symptoms that he described to both our medical staff and our doctor, we sent him home at that point.
That was coming out of Edmonton, in Edmonton?
Yeah.
Is there anything more as far as the leave of absence, like family related? We can't get into that.
No, it's privacy. Again, I hope you guys respect that. We just felt that it was important for us to address that he'll be away from the team for a few days, and if we have an update, accordingly, we certainly will. But in fairness, I think it would be nice for everybody to respect Tuukka's privacy at this point.
But the expectations, it's only going to be a few days.
Yeah, should at this point, as far as we know today.
You do know for second night?
Yeah, we'll call somebody up after tonight's game.
Did he catch you, or was it sudden to you?
What's that?
That he would need to be,
Again, these are internal private matters that just the decision was made today.
Just to clarify, McAvoy's, you're not calling it a concussion, but just the symptoms he said he's having is like, or?
No. When somebody has those symptoms, you're diagnosed with a concussion. Yes, that's correct.
Did Tuukka come in today, or was it something where you just started dealing with that?
Again, there's no real timeline here. Today was a decision was made that he had asked for that, and that's why the decision was made today, and that's why we made it public, and I answered what I think is I've given justifiable answers at this point. Okay.
JFK call it 4 points in 9 games, and what do you hope to see from him?
Again, we've looked at that third line spot, and we've had some guys rotate in and out of there. He had done some good things early in training camp. He's had some really strong games. He also was addressing a personal matter, 10 days ago. We just felt there was an opportunity there, and see whether or not he can grab a hold of that. There's other guys that have played well, and Colby's been up and hadn't gotten into a game, and he's a guy that's pushing, Freddie's pushing. So we're going to continue to find, hopefully, the right ingredients, and he's always been a guy that we've had in the mix, and hopefully he's ready to take the step.
At a level where things that we talked about when we sent out and we received in that regard.
Yeah, it's areas that I don't think are the top of his list of strengths. It's something that needs to be continued to built in, but he's a very responsible player who can make plays and can skate and cover ice. Really, he hasn't been on the ice for goals against, so really hasn't been a defensive liability in that standpoint. Very responsible player and two-way player. Has the attributes offensively and the ability to skate. Now he just has to get comfortable in those situations and understand that the compete level it takes to play in the National Hockey League. If it's not there, if he's not ready, he won't be here long.
Where do you at with the club's secondary scoring at this point in the season?
Well, we scored enough goals last night, but we sure as hell gave up too many. So I don't say I want to rob Peter to pay Paul in that situation. I was encouraged by Jake's response last night and getting on the board. And Danton found, albeit not 5-on-5, found a way to score. So hopefully that's a turn the corner for some of those guys. And other guys, we need to find a little more contributions without sacrificing. I mean, let's be honest, our compete level was nowhere near where it needed to be last night. And in a lot of ways, we disrespected the hockey game. So that's nothing about secondary scoring.
Anything else, guys?
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you. I appreciate everybody. Thank you.